me talk about how cute this is. Ugh, I just love my little Tinkerbella. Jessica, aka the Tinkerbella. I'm so excited to be here on YouTube. I'm super excited. I don't know what this stuff is for, but I'm gonna go with that thing. Anyway, okay, so I'm so excited to be here on YouTube. My whole function in having a YouTube channel is to share my crafts journey with you. I just started my crafts journey, my crafts business 6 months ago, and I get a lot of questions about what I do, why I do it, and specifically how I do it. I think that this season in America right now, this season in like employment, life, everyone's trying to start a business. Everyone wants to start, you know, some type of business. People realize that they want to do something different, and I think that crafting is a great way to make money. I think it's fun, I think it's exciting, and I'm just learning myself. So I figure, why not come on here as a resource and share the things that I've learned and that I continue to learn, whether it's tumblers or keychains or notebooks or making pens or getting into resin. I do like a little bit of all of that stuff. So I figured, you know, I would share what have you. So Tinkerbella, we in the building, we up in the thing, we up in YouTube with goodies. Bella gang. Let me stop. I ain't got no gang yet because I ain't got no followers. Let me calm it down. With that being said, I'm going to be sharing videos specifically about this thing called the Cricut. Okay? I never knew what a Cricut was before about 8 months ago that I even know what a Cricut was. Not circuit. I used to say circuit, bro, because it don't look like circuit. It definitely looks like circuit, but it's definitely Cricut. Number one, what do you need when you purchase a Cricut machine? First, you need your Cricut machine. You're gonna need mats, cutting mats, you're gonna need transfer paper, you're gonna need whatever type of vinyl you plan on using, and you might as well go ahead and buy the accessory pack. So let me go ahead and show you what the accessory pack looks like. 1 second. Okay, so the accessory pack has a few things in it. It's got this cutting, looks like a regular like paper cutter, which it is. It just has like a little blade right here. You slide the paper in. It actually can expand to be a little bit longer so that you can fit longer. Like you measure, it's graduated, so you can measure the different, you know, the lengths of the paper. Put it in there and cut it. Boom, easy peasy, or vinyl or whatever. Comes with this weeding tool, which is YouTube hand. I've been wanting to do that for so long. Here we go. So we got the weeding tool right there. This is right here. This is I use this every single time I do a project. I'm using this tool. I have yet to use this because what is this for? It's a spatula, but it comes in the pack. Use this almost every single project that I do, like scraping, scrape the vinyl out, get the bubbles out. This right here is a scoring tool. This can actually be attached. This is actually an attachment for your Cricut. You actually put this in there, and let's just say you have a card or you have something that you want to make a score line. So like you're making a score line so that you can easily fold something. Like, you know, a card, like a greeting card has a score line down the center so that you can fold it. So that's what this whole thing is for. It has that little arrow. Arrows facing me. Let me flip it. Arrow on it right here so that you can actually, we'll talk about that later. And then you get your little Cricut scissors. These are really, really good scissors too. I'm trying to not use them for anything else other than Cricut stuff because I wanted to keep really nice and sharp, but these are some great scissors. Let's get into the actual Cricut machine, some basic things. We can even do like a little basic cut, and you know, let's get into it. So this is my Cricut Maker 3. This is not a printer. This is a die cut machine. Like, it cuts stuff. That's it. Like, I don't know why I thought it had like ink. Like, I don't know what I thought, but like that's not what this is. Like, there's nothing that the machine actually does other than take commands from your computer on Design Space. So as soon as you get your Cricut Maker or Cricut, you need to go ahead and download Design Space so that you can actually start designing things and cutting it out using your Cricut. So let's get into that. Okay, so we are gonna hop straight into Design Space, and this is where you do all of your designing for your Cricut machine. At the top right, you can see which device is connected to. It's connected to my Maker 3, and I'm gonna click New Project, the green button at the top right. I'm gonna go today with a heart shape because that's what I'm gonna put on my mug. And I just want to make sure that I'm sizing it appropriately. The numbers you see at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to what, 16, I think it is, those are in inches. So make sure you just have the object sized appropriately for whatever material you're going to put your vinyl onto. And in this case, I'm going to actually make a little mug for my mom. And I'm gonna put the heart, but I'm gonna put mom. At first I was gonna put like love mom or something, or love you mom, but I figured if I just put mom and it's in a heart, then that's just communicating the same thing. So here you see me trying to center it. This is such a rookie mistake. So I center it and then I go up and I hit center, and you'll see that it actually isn't centered, like it pushes it down. When in reality, what I really needed to do was just center it horizontally. I technically don't want it centered up and down because the heart is longer than the words, if that makes sense. I'm skipping over this portion because I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video on what I just did, the whole slice thing, how I cut the words out of the heart. But right now we're just focused on the act of making a design in Design Space and cutting it out, so I'm not even gonna get into that. I do go the extra step to make this heart pink, which is literally just for the aesthetics of you seeing it on the screen, the color that you want it to be. It doesn't have any ink in this device, like I mentioned before. It has nothing to do with the actual color of what it's gonna print out as. You hit on a mat because you're gonna attach it to a mat, and make sure that you have a 12 by 12 mat, which is what's listed here in the left, and you're ready to cut. My material is going to be a permanent glossy vinyl. Click. It's really fast. Click. But it does say it right there. Premium vinyl permanent glossy, so you know what kind of material we're using. And we're basically all ready. As you can see the screen, it kind of lets you know, hey, make sure you have your fine point blade in there. Make sure you have, you're ready to load you're ready to load your material into your machine. So when you get right here, you want to be very careful that you are attaching your vinyl on the sticky part of the mat in the same position that the image was on your screen. So if typically the image is going to automatically populate at the top left corner of the Design Space screen. So that's essentially where you want to put your piece of vinyl. I'm using a little scraper tool to make sure that there isn't any bubbles. This is a scrap piece of vinyl that I'm I'm literally doing a quick and dirty tutorial for you guys right now. So yeah, if you're interested in a more in-depth tutorial, please tune in, as I'll be giving tutorials for a lot of things in the near future. So I'm gonna go ahead and execute this cut using my Cricut Maker 3. It's gonna speed up a little bit here. And then just a few seconds, boom, here's our cut. You wanna go ahead and peel your vinyl off of the backing of the mat, which is like the sticky side of the mat. And I think I cut it off camera to the size of the heart so that you see like you have a smaller piece. And here's the weeding step that every Cricketer talks about. You're peeling the vinyl. Okay, all right, I guess I end up moving off camera by accident, but here we are. You see the heart shape of the vinyl, and then I'm gonna take my little weeder tool and I'm gonna actually weed out the MOM, the mom, in the middle of the heart, so that you'll have just that negative space where where the mom name is clearly. So here's when I go to prepare my actual mug. I always wipe anything that I put permanent vinyl on. I go ahead and take some rubbing alcohol and I get a little swab and I wipe off the surface just to remove any oil. I have natural hair, so I always have oils on my hands and my hair and everywhere. So just to get a nice clean surface, just so I can really feel good and confident that my permanent vinyl is actually going to stick, I just wipe it all down. And the thing about alcohol too is that it dries really, really quickly. So it's already dry basically, at least on that material. You could literally see it drying. And I was considering just peeling it off because it's such a large design instead of using transfer tape. But I figured, even though this is a quick and dirty tutorial, I could at least show you how to use transfer tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a small piece of transfer tape and actually peel it off so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so here we have our transfer tape, and it's so funny because I would hear people talk about transfer tape or like see it and think that it was something like special, or I don't know, like just something special, but it's literally just sticky paper. It's literally like tape, that all you're doing is you're taking your sticky tape material and you're laying it on top of your vinyl to transfer it onto your tape, and then you're going to take it from there and transfer it onto whatever your material is that you want to be customized. So it's just like a big old piece of masking tape, or like a big piece of packaging tape, or like however, whatever. Another thing that was in my mind much more complicated than what it actually was in reality. I was like, oh, it must be something. Another thing is you can use this transfer tape as many times as you possibly can, as long as it's still sticky. There's nothing wrong. You don't have to throw it away every single time. I'm just so excited to show you guys I have so many like little hacks on how I keep up with all these little pieces of stuff and try to be as eco-friendly as possible and reusing stuff. But here you see I am applying my little mom heart onto my mug. This is just a dollar store mug. I literally just am using this just for the sake of showing you guys. It wasn't a great option, like choice of vinyl, because this vinyl, even though it is supposed to be an opaque pink, it kind of looks transparent on this black mug, which I don't really like. But when I do take the transfer tape, it doesn't look bad. So it ended up looking kind of cute at the end. I'm not mad about it. And here I end up grabbing yet another little scraper tool to get any little air bubbles out. Sometimes when you're putting vinyl on a rounded surface like this mug, you can end up with a little bubbles or something. But you see, it actually ended up looking really cute at the end. Like, I was not mad at it. I'm like, oh, okay, little mom mug, little to. Hope you guys learned a lot. That was just the first video in a series of beginning Cricut information. This page is not going to be all about just Cricut stuff. It's going to be just crafting in general, but I just think Cricut is just a really hot topic right now, so I figured let's just start with that. But even still, it's one of those things where I think most people will learn most when they actually get into it and when they actually try it. But before you purchase it can kind of be tricky. It's going to get better. It's going to get cooler and more exciting over time. 22, this is the season, this is the time to get it going and start. So if you're thinking about starting a crafts business, if you're thinking about starting anything, whatever, it's not about being perfect. How you gonna get better unless you just start?